Have you ever wondered what happens when a river finally reaches the ocean? It's not just a simple mix. Today we're exploring the amazing meeting place where freshwater and saltwater collide. We'll see how rivers build brand new land and meet cool animals that can live in both worlds. This spot where rivers and oceans meet is called an estuary, and it's one of nature's coolest laboratories. By the end of this adventure, I'm going to tell you something mind-blowing about how much new land rivers create.
Welcome to Goalie's Pip Academy.
So what is this whole river meets ocean thing? It's a place where fresh water from rivers crashes into salty ocean water, creating a special zone that's part river, part ocean, and totally unique. It's like a natural border crossing where two completely different worlds share the same space. First, let's understand the mixing zone. Picture this: a river flows downhill for miles, carrying fresh water from mountains, lakes, and rain. It's picked up speed, carved through rocks, and now, boom, it hits the ocean. But here's the tricky part. Fresh water and salt water don't just become friends instantly. They're actually different weights. Salt water is heavier, denser, like comparing a bowling ball to a basketball. And this mixing zone isn't sitting still. Twice a day, when the tide comes in, the ocean pushes upstream into the river. When the tide goes out, the river pushes back toward the sea. It's like a watery tug of war. Okay, pop quiz time. Keep the video playing and see if you can guess this before I do. What happens when fresh river water meets salty ocean water? A. They mix together in a special zone. B. The river water turns around and goes back. C. They stay completely separate forever. D. The ocean water disappears. The answer is A. They mix together in a special zone.
Hey, you're watching Goalie's Pip Academy, where we teach about science, geography, history, everything about the whole world. If you want to watch these classes with no ads, no distractions, go to getgoalie.com.
That's exactly right. They create that awesome brackish water mixing zone we just talked about. But wait, there's more to this story. Rivers aren't just carrying water to the ocean. They're carrying cargo, tons of it. Every river is like a giant conveyor belt, picking up dirt, sand, rocks, and tiny particles called sediment as it flows. When that fast-moving river suddenly hits the calm, wide ocean, something magical happens. It slows way down. And when water slows down, it can't carry as much weight anymore. It's like when you're running with a heavy backpack and then you stop. You want to drop that pack, right? That's exactly what the river does. It drops all that sediment right at the river's mouth. Day after day, year after year, the river keeps dumping more dirt and sand in the same spot. And that builds new land. This new land formation is called a delta, and it spreads out like a fan, creating amazing patterns you can see from space. The Mississippi River Delta is enormous, over 4,000 square miles. That's bigger than the entire state of Delaware. The Nile River in Egypt built a delta so rich and fertile that entire ancient civilizations grew up around it. Sometimes you get mudflats, flat, muddy areas covered by water during high tide and exposed during low tide. They might look boring, but they're actually super important. Round 2. Are you ready? True or false? When the river slows down at the ocean, this sediment drops and can build new land called a delta. A. True. B. False. The answer is true. Yes! Absolutely true. Rivers constantly build new land by dropping their sediment when they reach the ocean. It's like nature's construction project that never stops. Now, who lives in this weird in-between world? This is where things get seriously cool. The place where rivers meet the ocean creates one of the richest, most diverse habitats on the entire planet. Remember that brackish water? Most animals can't handle it. River fish need fresh water. Ocean fish need salt water. But creatures that live here have to be super adaptable. They're basically the superheroes of the animal world. Take the bull shark. Most sharks would die in fresh water, but bull sharks can cruise up rivers like it's no big deal. They've been spotted over 1,000 miles up the Mississippi River. Then there are fiddler crabs, little crabs with one giant claw that they wave around like they're playing an invisible violin. That's how they got their name. They live in mudflats and can handle water that's fresh, salty, or anything in between. And here's something weird: mud skippers. These are fish that can actually walk on land using their fins like little legs, and they can breathe air for hours. They hop around the mudflats like tiny, fishy kangaroos. But it's not just tough guys that live here. Estuaries are also nurseries for baby animals. Tons of fish, including species we eat like salmon and shrimp, are born in estuaries because the brackish water protects them from big ocean predators, and there's lots of food. Birds love estuaries too. Herons, egrets, and pelicans come to feast on fish and crabs. And here's a mind-blowing fact. Even though estuaries make up less than 1% of Earth's surface, they're home to thousands of different species. The constant mixing of nutrients from the river and ocean creates this incredible soup of food and energy. Final round, the boss level question. What is special about animals that live where rivers meet the ocean? A. They can only live in fresh water. B. They can only live in salt water. C. They can live in both fresh and salt water called brackish water. D. They don't need any water at all. The answer is C. They can live in both fresh and salt water. Yes! That special brackish water zone. These animals are the ultimate adapters. So why does all this matter? Estuaries aren't just cool science experiments, they protect us. Those mudflats and delta wetlands act like giant sponges, soaking up storm surges and floodwaters. When hurricanes hit the coast, estuaries can absorb tons of water and reduce flooding inland. Plus, humans depend on estuaries for food. About 75% of the fish we catch commercially spend at least part of their lives in estuaries. Without these mixing zones, our oceans would have way fewer fish. Now that you know what happens when rivers meet the ocean, look around you. If you live near a coast, see if you can spot an estuary on a map. You're now part of an elite group of people who understand one of nature's most important meeting places, where we turn curiosity into discovery. If you learned something awesome today, explore more amazing science adventures with us. Who knows? Maybe the next estuary explorer will be you. Keep wondering, keep discovering, and remember, the world is way more amazing when you know how it works. See you on the next adventure.
My mind is blown. Where can I learn more about these videos? Oh yeah, getgoalie.com. There's no ads, there's no junk, just cool stuff for kids and a dedicated tablet. Check it out, getgoalie.com.